All right, so this class is going over what we call the energy body, the tactile body. So, the energy body is the body that you can feel that you can't necessarily always see. So, this may sound weird, but there's some very simple ways to explain the energy body. And as we get more in touch with the energy body, we can use the energy body to release tensions in our physical body. Um, and as it gets more advanced, we can feel more open, more relaxed, more connected, um, and even be able to feel our way in certain situations. You can feel the energy in a room before you even interact with anyone. You can feel how other people feel. You can feel how you feel. So through doing these simple exercises and getting more in touch with our energy body and expanding it, there are a lot of good results for us. So, what the energy body is, it can sound a little strange, but it's very simple. Here are some examples. So, for one, imagine you're asleep and you're having a dream. And in your dream, you're moving around and you can feel yourself. Maybe you're trying to jump a fence or you're in the middle of some activity and it's harder to move than normal. But you can feel all this movement. Well, in reality, your physical body is just laying down, right? It's not moving at all. But you can feel all this movement in your dream. Why? Because that's your energy body. That's the body that's feeling, that's still not necessarily there. So there's one example. Here's another example. Imagine you are preparing to maybe jump off something big, or you're about to do a movement in a sport. And before you actually jump off the thing or do the movement, you'll maybe walk up before you're about to jump and you'll kind of feel what it's like. You almost rehearse the movement before your physical body actually does it, right? So it could be, oh, I'm going to jump off this big stairway or something. So first, you kind of walk up, run up to the stairway and look and see what it feels like going over. So that's your energy body. Your energy body is jumping over first and helping you rehearse the movement. And then you come through and eventually do it with your physical body. So that's another example of this energy body coming out and doing something that your physical body isn't quite doing yet. A third example is if you can imagine in a room that's extremely tight and cluttered, right? Everything's stuck around you. Maybe you're in a tiny elevator or in a tiny room. Your body feels constricted, even though nothing's touching it, right? It's still not being touched, but it feels closed, right? So the energy body feels tight. Then you can imagine stepping out of that room into maybe an open sky, an open hallway, something like that. And now all of a sudden, the body feels much more at ease, open, expanded. In both of these situations, nothing is actually touching our physical body. But in one situation, we feel cramped, and in the other, we feel expanded. And why is that? That's because of the energy body again. This feeling body expands outside of our regular body. So in the tight room, it feels tight, and then in the big expanded space, it opens up. So these are kind of examples of how our energy body can feel outside of the regular kind of borders of our body. So what we use this for is to use this energy body as we get more in touch to become more sensitive and, most importantly, to relax tensions and areas of stress in our actual physical body. So what we're going to do is a quick set of exercises. Now, I'm going to go through these quickly, but ideally when you practice on your own, for each one of these exercises, you'll want to do it for 5 to 7 minutes to really get a feel for these things. And what you'll notice in each of these is as you start making these movements with your energy body, you'll feel your physical body start to relax. Or what can happen is you'll actually feel more tension in your physical body in certain areas when you do these exercises. And that's not a bad thing. That's a very good thing. So you might feel a lot of restlessness in an area, or tension, or even maybe certain emotions come out. You feel a little anger, a little stress. That's not a bad thing. That's those emotions getting released from your physical body. And as you do this more, your physical body will get more relaxed and at ease with practice, and your energy body will be more expanded. So you'll feel more connected, more able to sense things between you and the other. And when we get very, very advanced, you can even get to feeling like you are the other person. You can feel what they feel. You could feel a lot of connection in that way. So we can develop all of this just by doing these exercises, practicing as much as we can, ideally every day. And so we'll go through them. And all of these exercises involve some amount of visualization as we do them. And you don't need to really get it with your mind, because it's not made to make sense with your mind. It makes sense with your body. So when we do these exercises, the key is not to try to think about them too much. Just do it and you will feel the effects. So we start with 3 different breathing exercises. The first one is very simple. We close our eyes. All of these need to be done with the eyes closed, because if the eyes are open, we can't really feel into the way the energy body wants to move. So the first breathing exercise we do, and as I said, these will be done quicker than normal. In the full thing, you need to do 5 minutes each if you can. So the first one on breathing is we're going to breathe in, and when we inhale, we want to imagine a column of air. We're not breathing in through our mouth. We're breathing in through the top of our head. So imagine a column of air shooting down through the top of your head and filling your body when you breathe in. And when you breathe out, imagine it leaking out of the bottom like a pool of water into the ground and sinking you into the further and further into the ground. So we inhale, drawing the air in through a column through the top of our head, coming down from the ceiling. We breathe out, and a pool of water is flowing out the bottom of us, sinking us into the ground. So breathe in. And breathe out. And as we breathe in through the top of our head, we can imagine pulling the air all the way up from the sky, from the ceiling, pulling it down into a column through the top of our head. And as we breathe out, we're pushing it out and leaking it out, a pool of water sinking deep into the ground. And as we do this, we can feel our energy body expand beyond the borders of our regular body. And we can feel like one big pillar coming from the ceiling and relaxing deep, deep, deep into the ground and spreading out. And as we do this and our energy body expands, we can feel our regular body, our physical body, relax more. Some tensions may arise, that's okay. We just let those tensions come and pass. In a way, we're kind of purifying out a lot of the things that are in our physical body that need to be relaxed. So just breathing in A column from the top of the ceiling, breathing out, pool of water into the ground. Okay, so that's the first exercise. The second exercise, we're going to do breathing again, but this time we breathe with our entire body. So imagine your body is like a sponge and the air is coming in from all angles into our body and our body is expanding. So as we breathe in, it's like almost like a tub of water is filling, and it's filling the whole room. So our body expands to the size of the entire room. Then when we breathe out, the energy body contracts all the way back into the borders of our regular physical body. So we'll do that. So breathe in. And we're expanding all the way up to the size of the room. And breathe out. And we're contracting all the way down to our physical body. Breathe in. Puffing up to the size of the entire room. And breathe out. All the way back into the size of our physical body. So we do this for a couple rounds, and like I said, this is the short version, but you should do each for 5 minutes if you can. Breathe in, expanding to the size of the room. Breathe out, contracting down to our regular body. So as we do these two exercises, we'll notice our energy body feel more expanded. We're not just in the confines of the physical body. We're expanded, we're feeling open, tensions are released, we're relaxed. And any tensions we feel in our physical body as we breathe in and expand to the size of the room, we just use our mindfulness and allow them to be there. And they will naturally pass if we try not to do anything about them. Just let them be there. Okay, great. So those are the two breathing exercises we do to work with our energy body. And now we're going to do a couple movements with our physical body that will then engage our energy body. So the first movement we want to do is going to be with our arms. So you want to place your arms either down, keep your elbows straight during this whole process, and we're going to lift them very slowly, rotate them up, almost like a zombie, but we go all the way to the vertical position. But the key is you need to do them very, very slowly, this movement. So lift them as slowly as you can, and while you lift them, pay attention to all the feelings in your arms and your shoulders and your back as you're lifting these arms. So pay attention to every sensation you can feel as you're doing this. So we lift slowly. We're feeling every part, all the tension as we're lifting. Everything in maybe our shoulders, our back, our arms. Sometimes you can feel it in the neck. As you go higher up, you'll feel it more in the shoulders. Maybe along the sides of the head, just lifting all the way up to the vertical position. We hold it there. And then slowly lowering it down, feeling everything we can feel. You may even feel sensations in your chest, in your stomach, in your arms, shoulders, but we're just recording the memory of how this feels in our body. You may feel restless. That's okay. Just allow the restlessness to be there. And remember, we're doing this all a little faster. Typically, we will do 5 minutes for each of these exercises. Okay, so then we're going to lift the arms one more time in the exact same way, just making sure we're feeling every type of sensation throughout the arms, shoulders, neck, chest, and as slowly as we can. So when you do this at home, do it even slower than I'm doing right now. And then lowering back down, making sure we feel everything. Keeping the eyes closed and just making sure we're really feeling everything we can. Okay. Now for the last part, we're going to use our energy body. So this time, our physical arms are going to stay down, but we're going to visualize our energy arms doing the exact same motion that we did with the physical arms. Just visualize and feel yourself lifting these energy arms in that same way. And as you do this, you'll feel sensations in the places in your body that were engaged when you were lifting your physical arms. And you may feel them in other places too. You could feel tension in some places. That's okay. Just lifting the regular arms up, up and up and up until we get them all the way to the vertical position. And so when you have these energy arms lifted to the vertical position, now I want you to extend them upwards. So visualize and feel the energy arms stretching more and more straight up all the way till they can touch the ceiling. So we're touching the ceiling with our energy arms. And now we're bringing our energy arms back slowly until they're back in the vertical position to the size of regular arms. And then we rotate them back in the same movement. So we're bringing them back down until we've brought our energy arms all the way back down into our physical arms. And as we do that exercise, you'll feel motions, tensions, things all over your physical body. And this helps reveal those things in our physical body to be felt. And as they do, our physical body becomes more relaxed. So the more we practice this exercise, we'll feel a lot better. We'll feel a lot more open, as I keep emphasizing. And this is meant to be done as slowly as possible. So it's 2 raises with the physical arms and then 1 raise with the energy arms, lifting them to the ceiling, bringing them back down, and then rotating them back down into our physical arms. Like I said, each exercise you want to do for at least 5 minutes. So do them as slowly as you can and just pay attention to how we feel. Great. So now, the next exercise we do with our legs. So I'll move back a little bit so you can see. So we want the legs to start straight out like this. So typically you want to lean back in your chair a little bit, or it can be hard. Lean back in the chair, lift the legs up. And now we do the reverse of what we did with the arms. We're slowly lowering them down. Lowering the legs down as slowly as we can. Similarly, we're feeling all the sensations all the way till we get them back into where our feet are placed onto the ground. And we're going to do it one more time. So we start with the legs up top, slowly lower down till our feet are placed upon the ground. Okay. And now the third time, we're going to do the same thing, but then after our feet reach the ground, our energy legs are going to keep going downward until they're going down straight below us. So it's as if we're sitting down, but we're standing on our energy legs. They're going right down below us. So we'll start now. So we lower our physical legs and we're paying attention to all the sensations in our legs, in our stomach, in our chest as we lower. And once our legs reach the ground, you can imagine the energy legs keep going. So they're still going down, 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 down. We're feeling them, we're lowering them until they're straight below us. So you can imagine the energy legs are coming down straight underneath you, underneath the chair, standing on the floor underneath you. So we lower them till they're standing directly on the floor underneath us. And then we allow the energy legs to extend below the ground. So they're going further and further underground. The energy legs are going further and further and further down into the ground. We could feel tension or relaxation in our stomach, in our shoulders, arms, legs, as these energy legs are going deeper and deeper underground. And then we can imagine them like roots. They're spreading underground, and our whole body is being rooted to the ground. So we feel solid, we're rooted deep underground. We're like a strong tree, rooted deep into the ground. You can feel the energy extend all the way from down below the ground, up through our energy legs, through our body, all the way up to our head. And we feel solidly rooted into the ground. So similar with the other exercises, this will bring up tensions and feelings all throughout our body. You can never really predict where, but we just pay attention to those tensions in the physical body and we allow them to relax and release. And so this exercise will have us feeling more grounded the more we practice it, more focused. And now for the last exercise, we're going to get particularly strange with it. So we put our hands together like this, or you can clasp them. Preferably keep the fingers out. And we raise our arms very slowly, just like we did before. And I want you to pay particular attention to the muscles in your back and your shoulders and your neck. See how they feel? So we slowly raise these arms to the vertical position. And then slowly lower the arms back down. Paying attention to all the feelings we feel in our back, shoulders, neck. Okay. So now we're going to do it again, but this time as we raise these arms up to the vertical position, I want you to feel wings coming out of your back. And as you raise the arms vertically, the wings fold out. They're going to fold out into a big V up behind the back of your head. Big giant wings. So let's imagine that as we raise these arms, we're feeling these wings sprouting out of our back Raising, raising, raising up into a big V, all the way above us. And as we get closer to the vertical position, these wings are stretching all the way up to the ceiling. We could imagine we're like a giant eagle or like an angel. These wings are spreading all out of our back. Often we can feel restlessness or tension in the back. That's good. We're using the energy body to relax the tensions in our physical body. And now as we come down, the wings are folding back into our physical body, folding back into our back. And then for the last one, we're not going to raise our physical arms, but we're just going to unleash our energy wings. So feel them folding out of your back. And as we release these energy wings, we can feel tensions in our back or relaxation anywhere in the body. And they're slowly unfolding out of our back, going up in a V shape behind us and extending all the way up to the ceiling. And then we can feel stuff maybe in the back of our head, feeling things in all kinds of ways, but these energy bodies expanding, the wings are hitting the ceiling. Now we fold them back all the way until they fold back into our regular body. Okay, great. So with those 5 exercises, as mentioned before, we want to try to do them for 5 minutes, or the longer you can, the better, but ideally 5 minutes each. So make each one take about 5 minutes. The slower you do them, the better. And the whole idea is as our energy body gets more flexible, expands more, we begin to relax the tensions in our physical body. This can relax emotions, so you'll feel over time less triggered, less angry, more relaxed, more connected. And you can even begin to start to feel other people more, feel what they're feeling, be able to sense things. So there's a lot of great stuff that can happen with the energy body, but the key is to practice. So doing each of these for 5 minutes each could take a long time. So you can pick one to do each day. So for 5 minutes, I'll do the breathing one this time. For 5 minutes, maybe you'll do the wings. For 5 minutes, you'll do the arms. For 5 minutes, you'll do the legs. So just pick one to do each day. And as you like it, feel free to do more. And also, once you get a feel of it, you'll be able to figure out, kind of make your own exercises. So you could maybe say, oh, that was interesting. Maybe I'll try it, but I'll move my arms this way and then have my energy arms maybe move around the back of me so that they clap their hands directly behind me or something. You can get creative the more you get a feel for it. And with each different movement, you'll find it releases tensions in different parts of the body. So that's the idea. Thank you guys. Wish you well.